A lot of fish keepers are under the impression that algae wafers, and in this case, Northfin kelp wafers, are only for algae eaters like plecos. This is a huge mistake, and in this video, I'm going to explain why. I can remember going to the fish store back like 25 years ago and seeing those green bags that say algae wafers on them, and I'd just be like, I don't need those. I don't keep plecos. This is a huge misconception that a lot of fish keepers have. And to explain it, I like to use the human analogy. Think about it like this. If all you ever do is eat prime rib and ribeye, is that going to be what's best for you? I mean, listen, I'd be the happiest guy you've ever seen, but in the end, no, it's not going to be the best. You're not going to be getting everything you need, and the doctor is still going to make you eat salad. So what does that do? Well, it mixes things up and provides you with a whole lot more fiber so that it can help keep things moving along, if you know what I mean. And guess what? It does the exact same thing for fish. So introducing salad into your diet will help keep things moving along and provide you with extra nutrition that you're not getting from only eating red meat. And in your fish, food like kelp wafers from Northfin are going to help do the same thing. It's going to help them to kind of get their system going and get things moving along and just keep them overall healthier. And it's not just certain people that need to do that. And I don't feel like hearing from all you carnivore diet people. Pretty much everyone can benefit from adding some vegetables into their diet. And fish are the exact same way. And that's the thing. People think that these are only for certain types of fish. They're not. Absolutely every kind of fish can benefit from getting a little roughage in their diet. So it's not just specific people that need to add a little bit of vegetables into their diet. It is also every kind of fish. And not only is it something that they will accept and be thrilled with, but it's also very good with them, again, to keep their systems moving and keep things running along. I just got to tell you, Lisa has been feeding me a lot of salad lately. I guess she wants to keep me around. Now let's talk more specifically about the kelp wafers from Northfin. It might surprise you, but the main ingredient in kelp wafers, it's kelp. But wait, I'm confused. Why does Northfin use kelp as opposed to what everyone else in the industry uses, which is spirulina? What gives? Are they just trying to be unique and stand out? Well, no, they have a very specific reason as to why they use kelp. And you know what? To explain that, I think it's a great opportunity to actually have the man himself, Darius, the owner of Northfin, explain to you why they use kelp. Jason from Primetime Aquatics and I were fortunate enough to have Darius on our podcast, the Tank Talk podcast. Let me just play you a little clip of Darius explaining exactly why they use kelp. When we talk about a lot of algae-based stuff or veggie-based stuff, the main one that everybody has in their food is spirulina. I don't think that anybody would say that's a bad thing. We've seen chlorella pop up. You went with kelp. What's the deal with that? Like, why kelp over the others?
Well, kelp is again, kelp and spirulina, both types are algae, but they have different profiles and benefits, nutritional profiles. Kelp is like we know, it grows in the sea, in a forest. You know, it's abundant ingredient. It's a natural ingredient. It's a superfood. It has a very good profile, nutritional profile, and it's available. So because with the other algae like spirulina, you cannot like other spirulina, they're using blue-green spirulina. You only can put so much in a formula because otherwise it's not going to work, and even the pellets is not going to be healthy for your fish if you overdose. But the kelp, you can use it, as much as you want, and it's a natural, it's organic, it comes from the nature, and it's abundant. So it's very, very good ingredient, and again, it's costly too, because it's the people needs to go to the sea and harvest and bring it and dry it. So it's a process, and the kelp is used for the dog foods, for other foods, pet foods, and we selected to use for the fish food because it's a one of the best ingredient from the algae.
Well, and it's effective too, because I will say this: we sell a lot of Northfin foods, but by far our best seller is the kelp wafers. I mean, they sell, and even the flakes too. It sells, all of it sells well, but the kelp wafers, we can't keep them in stock. It's a problem.
It's a good problem to have.
That's right. That's right. Now, if you want to see the entire episode that Jason and I did with Darius, it was an amazing episode. I'll put a card to that up in the corner. It'll also be down in the description. Check it out. It was really good. Here's another thing about this product that might surprise you. You see kelp wafers and you probably think that's all it is kelp. But no, it also has spirulina and krill in it. And if it's Northfin, you know what that means. It's whole Antarctic krill. It's kind of what Northfin's been known for. So this is really a product that you can feed to all of your fish, but I don't want you to go crazy here. This shouldn't be the staple food for every single kind of fish. What I mean is if you keep South American cichlids or African cichlids and you feed them Northfin carnivore or the cichlid or whatever it is that you're feeding them, I don't want you to replace those foods with this. I want you to feed them this a couple times a week just to, once again, just help keep things moving along with them. Clean them out every once in a while. But if you're feeding a lot of things like plecos and tetras and even shrimp and snails, you can absolutely make this their staple diet. And in fact, they will absolutely love it and they'll love you for it. But uh-oh, what's this? Kelp flakes? Are you kidding me? Yes. No. I'm not kidding you. There really is kelp flakes. It's the same formula, but it's in flake form. So it's going to be a lot easier for those smaller fish. They don't have to go down and fight over a wafer or anything like that, which they don't really fight over it, but you know what I mean. They're all going to go after one or a couple of wafers. These are in flake form. It's the same thing. You just throw it in there and the flakes just kind of go everywhere. Everyone gets to eat. Now, we have both of these products available at keepfishkeeping.com, which is hopefully where you're watching this video to begin with. But like I said to Darius in that clip, we have a hard time keeping these in stock. They are absolutely one of our best sellers on the entire website. So if you're on the site researching this and you see that we have it in stock, I'm not trying to be a salesman. I'm just telling you, pick it up while you can. Now, this is a 14 millimeter wafer, which is a really good size, and we have it available in 3 different bag sizes: the 100 gram, the 250 gram, if you got a whole lot of fish that you're feeding this food, and even a 500 gram bag, which is a whole lot of food. It'll last you a really long time. And we have the 65 gram flakes. Now, these are all available in even larger sizes. We used to carry the really big cans. I think it's like 350 gram cans of flakes, and it was just so much. We didn't sell very many of them. So we decided to go down to the smaller cans. We sell a ton of these. And listen, if you need more than 500 grams, just buy a couple bags of this. I'm not trying to be a salesman. I'm just saying it's kind of common sense. I actually sent 3 bags of this, the 500 gram bags, to one customer the other day. He's got a lot of hungry algae eaters, or any fish for that matter. Now let's talk about Northfin, the brand, for a second. This is a brand that I fell in love with a long time ago, thanks to Jay Wilson. And no, it's not just because they have a great product. Of course, it starts with that. They need to have a great product to get the love from me, but there's something else about them that I believe makes them stand out over almost anyone else in this industry. So what most fish food brands do is come up with a formula, and in some cases, steal that formula from a brand that's already doing really well. You might not know this, but there's a well-known brand of food out there that is a carbon copy of Extreme Cichlid formula. And it's a brand that you've probably used before. Yeah. The guy used to work at Extreme, and he just basically ripped off the formula and went off and did his own thing. It's criminal. Anyway, where was I? These brands send their formulas to manufacturers who make the food for them, put it into their own individual packaging, and then send it back to them ready to sell. Now, this is a widely used strategy, and there's certainly nothing wrong with it, unless it's someone else's formula. But Northfin, they don't do that. They make this food themselves. Darius, the owner of Northfin, the one that you saw in that clip earlier, is the one that takes all of the raw materials, puts them into a machine that he designed and built, and pops out pellets on the other end. In this case, 14 millimeter pellet kelp wafers. He does it himself. And the cool thing is, Darius's son is the one that takes those pellets when they come out of the machine, puts them all into the Northfin packaging, and gets them all ready to ship out to customers. It's a true family-run operation. Darius, his wife Asta, and their son Astius are all involved in making, packaging, and shipping out all of the product for customers. What other brand does that? Doing all of this work themselves allows them to make it in smaller batches so that it's fresh and it's not sitting on some shelf in a hot warehouse somewhere for 2 years before you even get it. They're able to maintain the strictest quality control standards. And in fact, that's exactly why Darius still makes all of the food himself. He just doesn't want to put it in the hands of someone else. And that's why when you open up a bag of Northfin food, it's just a different experience. It's rare that you find this in a fish food, but it actually smells good. I know how weird that sounds, but it really does. So listen, if you want to try one of the best fish foods on the market, I'll make it very easy for you to order it from us. I'll put an icon right down on the corner of the screen right there. You can click on that. It'll take you right to our website where you can get it. Or if you're already on the site and that's where you're watching this, if you scroll down a little bit and you see that we have it in stock, you better pick it up while you can. I wasn't kidding earlier when I said we struggle to keep this stuff in stock. It is that good. Anyway, that's it. Thank you. Bye.